Regular guitar octave pedal sounds like this. Let's mix that sound with the clean guitar. It's okay. But if I try to play chord, that's why we have this legendary octave pedal called Boss OC3, released in 2006, and it works like this. And now I have my bass strings with this octave effect, and treble strings clean. Boss updated the pedal in 2022, releasing OC5, but there are other ways to achieve this effect without buying this pedal. In this video I'll show you how. Nowadays many guitar players switched from pedals to effect processors like Line 6 Helix, Quad Cortex, Ampero and others. I also got rid of my pedalboard in favor of the compact but powerful Line 6 HX Stomp. However, I felt it lacked a couple of things. That's when I noticed the effects within iOS. It sounds weird, but the iOS music industry has advanced significantly and the quality of guitar sound emulation plugins is pretty good. Now you actually can build a pedal board inside an iPad or iPhone, connecting your guitar to it using an audio interface. Those guitar processors like HX Stomp can function as an audio interface. So what if we connect it to an iPhone or iPad? It was an amazing discovery for me that there is a world of audio plugins, quality audio plugins available for iOS, and it's a great topic for another video actually. For this video let's focus on the bass sound. Okay, so it seems like the idea is pretty basic. Before you send your clean guitar sound to the octave pedal, you should use some sort of EQ to cut the high frequencies. And it might look like this. Or even better, we could get rid of the really low sub-bass frequencies and have it like this. We need to combine at least two plugins, and to do that we need some sort of mixer or host for them, and my host of choice is an app called Loopy Pro, and you'll see later why. Here is Loopy Pro, and I have my guitar sound here. How? I just connect as usual to my HX Stomp, my headphones connected to HX Stomp as well, and USB cable from HX Stomp going to my iPad. In my case I have USB-C type of connection, and I have just a simple USB-A to USB-C adapter. You might need a Lightning adapter, but anyway it's possible too. I have the dedicated video about this connection, link will be there. So, Loopy Pro. It has a flexible layout and a mixer, just like any decent digital audio workstation. And we have our channels, including input channel. You just have to choose the right input channel depending on your audio interface. And actually you can plug the guitar in any type of audio interface, just the basic one, and set up your guitar tone here, because we could use some kind of amp sim software, plugins like BYOD, Amplitude, and my app of choice is Tone Stack Pro. So here you have amp, cab, sim, and all types of guitar FX pedals. Yeah, you can set up your guitar tone here or use your guitar processor for that. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you can duplicate input channels. Here we have channel number 1. I can add another hardware input, the same channel, number 1, and we have... Now I can apply different set of effects plugins for this one and for this one. For example, my main, clean or distorted, it doesn't matter. My main guitar sound, and we could have this Octave effect here. Now we need to build this effects chain here. Let's start with the Octave effect, and in the App Store you can find several Octave plugins. I like Qvox by Eventide. I've already bought this plugin. Through many experiments I found the best setting for my guitar. You don't have to memorize this. Below the video you'll find the link for my website, where you will find all the settings and all the presets for each and every plugin you'll see in this video, and even you can download the template for the Loopy Pro. And also an extra tutorial video for those who are really interested. To make the Octave FX work better, I use Compressor before it. Actually, there is a default compressor plugin built in, let's put it this way, built in Loopy Pro, but I like this one better. It's pretty cheap, but it works great. However, we don't need entire frequency range, we just need to find the frequency between this note and, let's say, E on the D string. I'd like to make octave only for this range. Let's find that frequency range using the stock Loopy Pro EQ plugin. I hit this plus button, and here we have default basic EQ plugin, and let's drag it on the top. It has nice visualization. I need just from this frequency to this frequency. So I cut the high frequency by using low pass filter, and yeah, I could make it more like this, and the same with really low sub bass frequency using high pass filter, and really aggressive one like this. If you don't like the stock EQ plugin, just look for something else in the App Store. Even FabFilter is available. That's the range for my guitar, and my pickup system, it's from E to E. But you can move it and adjust for your guitar. And I can move these points too. For example, if I'd like to narrow down this range, not so wide like from E to E, but something from E to, let's say, just A. Something like this. E, almost clean. Now let's add the secret ingredient that I learned from the video by my fingerstyle idol, Patrice Ariola. Here I created the Bose OC3 poly mode using quad cortex.
This sound is not gonna cut through with a PA system that doesn't have massive subwoofers. So how do we create more harmonic content? Well, of course, with an overdrive.
He added the fuzz here. We can do the same here. For emulating guitar pedals, there are plenty of apps in the App Store, as I said before, but I use a free one called BYOD, Build Your Own Distortion. Here you can create the crazy effects chain. My chain is pretty straightforward, muff drive and muff clipper, and I use this dry-wet adjustment to add just a little of this. This is my clean bass sound and this is my dirty. And here is one more reason to use this free plugin. We have this Qvox Eventide Octave plugin in stereo. So see, in and out, just the left channel. With this plugin, you see, just left channel. We can convert to mono. See? And if you feel that there are not enough bass sounds, you can add a bass Enchaser, just another plugin, bass Enchaser. I like this particular plugin by RRS, but sometimes it can be too much bass sound. It can blow your headphones or speakers or your head, so just be careful. We can go crazy and use another compressor. I really like this Korvpressor. It has a nice design and it's pretty easy to use. Just turn off this look ahead thing to have just minimum of latency. And if you'd like to go completely crazy, you can use this stereo wider thing. This is free plugin. The total cost of all the audio plugins, all the apps, including the host, including Loopy Pro, is, I think it's less than $50, I assume. So, not bad. Before we continue, I'd like to underline that you don't have to use an iPad. You could do all the same using iPhone. The same software, only difference is screen size. I'm using iPad just to make it easier for you, just to record this tutorial. So, what is the best way to control this effect? Because on the original pedal we have just turn on, turn off and 4 knobs, and that's it. But in this software we have a lot of knobs, a lot of settings for each plugin. It's not the easiest thing to adjust on the stage. And that's why I've chosen Loopy Pro as a host for all these plugins over other hosts. For example, you can use something like AUM, it's a great mixer, but in the Loopy Pro I can build my own layout. For instance, this is my main project. It looks complicated, but it works for me. But you can build whatever you like, layout, just whatever you like. For example, here I have 4 loops, it's a 4-track looper and little controller for my Octave effect, just almost the same as this one. But we don't need these loops for now, we can just get rid of them. Yeah, by the way, you don't need Apple Pencil to use Loopy Pro, you could do it just with your fingers. So, we have on and off button. We have volume knob, and this knob it controls the volume of this channel with the whole bunch of plugins to recreate Octave effect. You see? The next knob is R, but actually it means range. Of course, we can rename, we can change the color and etc. It's range. This knob controls the EQ plugin. Remember this plugin to just isolate the range for the Octave pedal, and if I move it here, it changes just a little bit, very accurate changing. For example, here my C, and I can emphasize it or cut it off. The next knob is fuzz. You remember this sound? I'm not sure that I will need this, but anyway, I built this sound using free plugin and it might be useful. And it's the same. I just use this knob to control this dry wet thing. You see? And the last thing is this white button. Is just toggle this plugin I'm using to make the bass sound wider. I mean left and right channel. It works like this. You see? Off and on. And that's it. So you can just leave it like this. You can use iPad screen or iPhone screen to toggle effect, to adjust these parameters. But we are guitar players. We used to have pedals for toggling effects. Actually, you can use any type of MIDI controller to have control over this app, over these widgets, over these knobs and buttons. And fortunately, most of these effects processors like HX Stomp, etc., these foot switches, they can work like MIDI controllers. So you could bind this button to the pedal on your HX Helix or whatever you're using. Or you can use external foot switch, or you can use any type of MIDI controller, for example Morningstar MC8, and you can even use desktop MIDI controller with the knobs to have control over these on-screen widgets. There are plenty options, and I have the proper video about this topic, link in the description, you know that. Also, if you'd like to use Looper inside Loopy Pro, because initially this is Looper app, you can do the following thing. It's really handy to have. For example, I'd like to record the first loop with this effect on, and just right after I finished the first loop, I'd like to turn it off. Usually we just use the pedal for this. We use a pedal board dancing, I should say. But with Loopy Pro we can make automation. We can automatically turn it off just right after the first loop recording is finished. Actually, this is crazy app, and if you are interested, I have the course called Quick Start in Loopy Pro for guitar players. This type of octave effect is great when you perform solo or duet without bass player. And that's very popular effect among modern fingerstyle players as well. By the way, in the updated OC5 pedal, you can choose not just the frequency range mode, but also the lowest note mode. In this mode, the pedal will create an octave from the lowest note in the chord, even if the chord is really high. Unfortunately, I haven't found an iOS plugin that can isolate the lowest note in the chord, but if there is one, let me know in the comments, please. In this video, I can't help but mention the submarine pickup. This pickup separately captures the sound only from the bass strings. As far as I understand, the Little Thunder pickup does the same. For me, these are more complicated ways than buying several apps on the App Store. And the last way to have this bass sound is to convert an audio signal into MIDI. Here you need to buy another set of plugins. They are more expensive and more demanding on the CPU. But I leave a link to a video about this method in the description too. I should say that I haven't tested this bass sound on a big stage and big speakers yet, but you can try and write your feedback in the comments. And the beauty of iOS effects is that you can fine-tune the sound very precisely to your requirements. If you found this tutorial interesting and you want more, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, don't hesitate to ask any questions in the comment section. Don't forget about all the marvelous links I have prepared for you in the description, including link to my learning course Quick Start in Loopy Pro. And thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.